Welcome to another video of Turning Wrenches with Matt. I'm about to show you 5 tools that I favor and that tools that I use all the time. And then I'm going to show you 5 tools that I just don't use that often. Okay, let's be honest. You know, sometimes as a mechanic, I know me myself, I love buying tools. So I'll see something on the truck or something at Harbor Freight or something at Home Depot, and I'm like, ooh, that would look good in my toolbox. And that's about as far as it goes, is my toolbox. So if you're like that, maybe you'll enjoy this video, but I will show you 5 tools that are, you know, as a heavy machine mechanic, I work on excavators, dozers, you know, compactors. And as a mechanic that works on heavy equipment and on small vehicles, because I do side jobs and you are going to see a lot of that, um, these tools I use all the time. So let's let's get started. We're going to talk about these tools. I'm going to start with a tool that I use a lot, and then I'll go to a tool that I don't use often, and we'll go back and forth. Okay, so let's get into the first one. The first one is going to be an honorary mention. Let's get started. All right, guys. This is the honorary mention. So this ain't part of the 5. Okay, so this is you can shape these shape funnel filters. So you can shape it however you want. This is a larger one, and then you have a medium one, and then you have a smaller one. And so these come in handy. So uh, in my field, when I work on heavy machines, when we drain fluid from finals, I can stick this underneath and bend it. So let me show you. So let's say I'm going to stick it underneath the final. I'll bend this like this, and then I'll stick it underneath the final, pop that final loose. And so instead of trying to hold a bucket underneath the final because it won't sit on the track or anything, it just flows right in the bucket, hands free. So, and that's not really only thing you can use. You can fold these into a funnel, or I mean, you could just do anything. And so this comes in handy. Um, it's really useful for a mechanic because, let's be honest, there's times where you need a big funnel and you're like, well, all I've got's a small funnel. And then you need a small funnel, and you can grab, something as small as this and use this as a small funnel. But there's all kinds of different ways to use it. I mean, you could use like that, or you can even, I don't know, maybe like this. It doesn't matter. So, um, this is pretty cool here. So uh, I got these at Napa, um, and so this is my honorary mention. I don't know why. I saw it in my toolbox, and I was like, I got to tell these guys about this. Let's get on to the actual first one of my favorite tools to use. All right, guys. The first tool that is on my favorite and that I use all the time is a 3/8 brushless stubby impact. These impacts are really small. It just gets in, and they're powerful, man. Look, I don't know if you know or not, but I like Milwaukee, and there's a reason. Let me just say this, okay? I know there's I watch a lot of tool videos. I see Milwaukee all over the place. Here's the deal. I was a mechanic that bought Matco, Snap-on, and there was a guy that I worked with that had a Milwaukee half-inch impact. And I used to always talk to him like, dude, there's no way, I ain't going to Milwaukee. I'm like the biggest Milwaukee guy now. Not the biggest, but I love Milwaukee. And this is just another testament to their product. I mean, Milwaukee is such a good brand, and they come out with some of the best, um, tools, hoodies. I mean, look how clean this hoodie is, but not for long. So yeah, this is the 3/8 brushless impact. I've got a M12 battery in it. Uh, you know, it's a really good, breaks. It can break a tire nut loose easy, and we'll do videos about that when I do jobs and stuff. I'll just show you how good this thing is. But this is my first one on my favorite tool list. Now let's look at a tool that's not really something I use often. All right, guys, so one of the tools that I don't use often is this set here. So this is a for differentials for the plugs. So they have like a H19, H17, M16, M18, T40, so T45, and different for different, for the plugs for the differentials. Now I saw this several years ago, and I just saw it and I was like, man, I've got to have that. Now, let me be honest with you. I've had this for 3 or 4 years. I've used it one time. Now, let me say this. Even though it's on my not used list, this thing saved my tail. Okay, so one day I was working and I was pulling a swing motor from an excavator, and the it was a 14 hex. So I couldn't get a stubby in there. I couldn't get anything to fit in there, um, and the bolts are on there pretty tight. I could not get anything. So I was sitting there like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna get this off. And so I started thinking, oh, I wonder if this set has that hex. So I took, I know it sounds crazy, but I took this 14, put a wrench on it, big wrench, and broke it loose. Worked like a charm. So, one thing about these tools that I show you, all these tools have a place. Every tool that I'm going to show you today, it's not that I don't like them. It's just they don't have a lot of use. But when they do need it, you need it. So um, this is a Matco 17 millimeter, 14 millimeter, and you can hook the ends on the uh, like let's say here. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a pretty cool tool. I mean, especially if you're doing a lot of differentials on bigger trucks, even smaller trucks. This is a pretty cool tool to have. So uh, I don't know. I like it, but I don't use it that much. All right, that's enough of that. Let's go to the second tool that I use a lot, my favorite. All right, so my second tool that I favor and I enjoy using is the Nano Flex 12-point ratcheting. They are made by VIM. So basically, these are awesome, man. If you don't have a set of these, they have they have literally saved me. So it goes all the way from 10, I'm sorry, 8, all the way to 19. So that's awesome. No skips. And so basically, what these are is their flex head. Uh, got a good flex on them. Here, let me put these down. So, um, they flex, and it's firm flex. It don't, um, it don't wobble. Now, check this out. You have, let's say you got to get in a tight spot. Maybe you already broke it loose with something else, but you just need to get your hand in there. You can put it a 3/8 um, extension on it and get in there. Just keep breaking that, taking that bolt off or whatever it is, nut. Or if you want to break something loose and you need to leverage and you're in a weird spot, you put you a longer one on there. I mean, this right here is why I love tools. I mean, ain't that amazing? 13 millimeter, you know, goes from 8. I mean, look at this, 8 millimeter, all the way to 19. Just a beautiful set, man. I love this set so much. Like I said earlier, dealing with heavy machines, there is a lot of odd positions you're going to get in. And these right here, literally, what was I doing the other day? I was changing um, a water pump on a dozer, and I believe it was a 13 millimeter. It was tough to get to, and I got in there, took it right off. So this little nano is 12-point ratcheting set, um, just amazing. So second one that is my favorite tool to use. Let's go on to the second that is my least used tool. All right, guys. So these are extractors. So when you have a bolt that's rounded off, or a stud maybe, you can put these on it and you know get it out. Now I've used these, but I don't use them anymore. And the reason why is, and now this one I'm showing you isn't part of my top 5 favorite. This one's a part of my top 5 least used. But the one that right here is why I don't use it anymore. This is a Matco extractor set, and so I know Matco. I don't think Matco makes it. I think they just rebrand it. But so basically, the beautiful thing about this extractor set is, let's say you have a stud, or a rounded off uh, bolt head. You can hammer this on there, 3/8, and let's how with these, when I've had it happen several times where I get it stuck in there after it's off. And obviously it has this, you can get it out with that. But the cool thing about these are, it has this tool here. So let's say there's two things cool about this. Let's say you get that stud or whatever it is out and it's stuck in there. All you got to do is take this piece here, screw it in there. I mean, it's amazing. Screw it in there, and it pops that stud or bolt out. All you got to do, and you got to get a wrench probably. I usually put this in on the vice grip, or on the vice, and it comes right out easy. No problem at all. Sometimes I can do it with my hand, just doing that. Another cool thing about these are, it's not just, like with this extractor set, you can't put a bolt. Let's say you have to have that bolt put back on because you don't have an extra one, and you just need to get the vehicle going or whatever. You won't be able to tighten it with these because these are built to only go one way. And so when you try to tighten them, it's just going to slip. It's just going to keep slipping off the bolt. Now, the cool thing about these, they go both ways. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not, but if you look at the inside of these, you can tell how this kind of has one way it goes. This, you can tell it's just one, it goes both ways. So let's say you don't have the bolt, you don't have what you need, you change an O-ring or a seal, and you're just trying to get the machine up or the vehicle up. You can actually tighten the bolt back down until a later date when you can actually change it. So awesome tool. Okay, let's get into our, now I know that was I showed you a tool that I don't use anymore and a tool that I use, but this wasn't a part of the good tools. So now I'm going to take you over to a good set of tools that I use that I favor. All right, guys, this is the third tool that I use all the time that I favor. Now, I'm not going to be too long with this, but every mechanic needs this pry bar. Okay, you got to have it. So every day I put this in my pocket. I use this thing all the time. For example, you got a bolt, it's dirty around it. You don't have to run back to your toolbox to grab a screwdriver to break the dirt loose. Just pull it out of your pocket, break the dirt loose. Let's say you got an O-ring you need to take out. You don't feel like going back to your toolbox to get a pick. You can use this to pull that O-ring out. There's so many things that this thing, and I use it almost daily, if you know, at least weekly. At least I'm using this every other day. So that bad boy there. I mean, there's all kinds of different types of little mini pry bars you can get. I like the ones that you can put in your pocket. So yeah, third tool that I really favor is this little. The third tool that I don't use that much, and this here is a set Icon. I like Icon. I do. Fault me for it. The reason I like Icon is Harbor Freight is because, like, I had a swivel socket 18 millimeter that broke. I didn't know how the warranty worked. I went up to Harbor Freight. I handed them the socket. They said, "Go get the socket." Went and got it. They said, "Thank you. Have a nice day." I'm like, okay, thanks. So, I mean, you can't beat it for the price. I'm more into the Icon brand. I've been considering the Hercules, just the impact, even though I have impacts, just to try them out. But this set I don't use. I have Snap-on screwdrivers. I have Matco screwdrivers, but I don't know. I just like the set. And let me just tell you, this is a good set. So not only can you use like this for like a flathead, you can also use this as a pick. So and that's one reason that I got them as well. So and this is just a Phillips, but it's very thin. This can take off some stuff, like during Christmas time when you're taking one of those plastic. I have three girls, so. But anyways, this is my third least favorite tool, or not least favorite, least used tool, but I like the way they look. All right, let's get on to the fourth tool that I use often. Before I get into the next two in both categories, the last two, I just want to say, if you don't mind, like and subscribe to the channel. Um, I'm doing this for fun. I love tools. I love working on things. I love fixing things. And uh, for those that don't know me, I am a pastor. And so I've been doing videos for a long time as far as like ministry videos. So this is something new for me. Hey, I'm just trying to have fun. I I am going to have now. Pay attention real quick before you go anywhere. I am going to have once I hit 100 subscribers, I'm going to have a giveaway. I'm gonna go get a nice tool set, like that something I would want, and I'm going to have um, you know a drawing. So for all those 100 um, that subscribed during that time, those 100, and then for those that subscribe after that video for the drawing. So um, if you subscribe to this channel, you're automatically going to be in that drawing. Now, for those that when I make that video and announce it, for those that subscribe after that, they're going to have to subscribe, like, and comment. So you basically get in just by subscribing. Comment if you want to. But yeah, I'm excited about that. So my first 100, join me on this journey. Um, I've got a lot of like things in my mind of what I want to do and try to make it fun where it's not just boring and talk about tools. So, anyways, take too much time. I don't want to bore you. Let's get in the last two. Let's talk about number four tool that I use often. Number four tool that I really like is this Matco air hammer. Um, I think Matco did a really good job with these air hammers. I should have looked, but I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm pretty sure it's rebranded. Maybe I'll put a comment here and let you know. But it may be, I don't know. But um, I like this air hammer. I've used several before. I had a Snap-on one. But these air hammers are amazing. So uh, working in heavy machinery, I have, and I work at a landfill. So when these things get all dirty and you're trying to get to a radiator hose or something, and the belly pan built up with dirt or something, and it's, not going anywhere, man, you can take this and just knock some dirt loose. Um, or you can break a hydraulic line loose. I mean, this air hammer has got me through a lot. Now, quick little story. I had the same air hammer that I left on the back of a dozer like this on the track. So I sat on the track, ran over that bad boy, cut it in two, and I knew that Matco wasn't going to warranty that. But believe it or not, and this thing is pricey, believe it or not, they warranted it. So really like this air hammer, Matco. It is pricey. I get it. I understand that, but it's worth it to me. So, all right, we're getting there. Number four. This is number four that I use often. Now let's get to number four that I don't use that much. Number four tool that I don't use. Actually, I've never used this, and I like the set. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I bought it, but this is a Torque um, long handle and short handle set. It's Icon as well. I don't ever use it. All right, because I use bits in my my bit gun, and I don't know. I've never had the need to use them yet. I also have um, let's see. There's the red ones that are the hex, the red one, and there's another color. But I have all three sets. Never used any of them. So there's going to come a day when I need it. But right now, this little set here, I have not used. I like the way it looks, though. Does that count? I mean, let's be honest. Maybe not all of you, but I love tools. So, and I know there's some out there you like just having tools because of the way they look sometimes. We are on the last one, number 5 of our favorite tool to use. I love this thing. Okay, Mako Tools rebranded. Um, this is a extractor set um, and reverse drill bits. So now sometimes you can use these. I've used these drill bits to screw out, a broken stud or a broken bolt, and sometimes they'll catch and it'll pull it out. Sometimes they won't. So you can drill a hole, and then when you drill the hole, let's say you need this one, okay? And I don't know if you can see it, but basically you drill the hole and you hammer this in, and you can use a wrench here and pull it out. So now, a lot of the times they get stuck on the end there, right? So with this, there is a little deal here where let's say you get it out, yay, saves you a lot of stress. Now it's out and you're like, okay, can't get it off, let me beat on it. No, you don't have to do that. They have this here where you just screw it and it pushes that stud or whatever it is off the bolt, and there you go. So I really like this set. I highly recommend it. um, Grip Edge I think makes them, but I mean, they just a miracle set here. I've had these probably a couple months, and I've done at least 3 or 4 jobs with them. I just did a. There was a guy that was in a haul truck, one of the big haul trucks, 740, and the fuel tank. There's like a cap on the side of it here. The fuel tank on the right side of the haul truck. Well, he hit another machine and ripped that cap off, and it's held on by I believe 6 little bolts, and it has an O-ring. So 5 of those bolts were, um, you know, they broke off, um, and so I went and my little drill bit, left-handed bit here, pulled, you know, drilled in a little bit, and then most of the time it would just catch and pull that stud right on out. So very awesome set. Highly recommend it. If you, this will save you a lot of stress. Okay. All right. Last one. Let's talk about my last least favorite. Not least favorite. Why do I keep saying that? My last. Anyways, you know. All right. Man, I noticed I got a lot of icon on my least used tools. Here is my last least used tool. This is a 21-inch S jaw. Um, it, you know, it's cool. It's got a little button. You know how like you got to screw it down. This one has a little button. You can just, and it's in. That's pretty cool though. To be honest, I've not used it once. Haven't needed it, but there may come a day where I'm going to need it. So I remember when I bought this S-Jaw that they have like different sizes, and I was like, I'm going to get all of them. And every time I go back to Harbor Freight, I'm like, I haven't even used the one I got. So, I mean, I don't probably need it, but maybe one day when I don't know what else to buy. So, but anyways, this is the Icon S um, jaw. Yeah, I mean, dude, tools are awesome, right? Uh, Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope that something. I mean, I hope that there's been so many guys that I watch online that show tools, and I bought so many things because of them. I hope that something I showed you today, you're like, I'm gonna buy that. So if you are, comment below. If there's tools that you favor, comment below. If there's tools that you like but you don't use them often, comment below. Give me a like. Y'all take care, and hey, keep on wrenching.